Hi guys, Hamza here and welcome to this tutorial. In this video, I'm going to show you how to create a hotel booking website using WordPress, Hello Theme and Elementor. The main part about this tutorial is that you'll be able to get clients reserve rooms from your hotel, and they will be able also to make payments to your hotel. You'll have the option to set your pricings for the different rooms, and also you'll be able to showcase different things that your hotel offers. The other thing is that you'll be actually in position to create a mega menu for your hotel website that actually showcases the different services you're offering. You'll also be in position to get your clients easily locate you by looking up on the map locator and see where your hotel is located and the different other contact information that they may require from you. The other thing is the easy booking search engine that I've implemented in this tutorial. By simply hitting the dates you wish to reserve and adding the number of adults and checking the availability of rooms in that hotel, your visitor will be taken to a results page that match their search. And in this case, they are also in position to look through and see which room actually really suits them based on their price and the capacity that it can take in. Like for example, if you look at the golden suite, they're in position to read the description and all the details and how everything will look up in the room. In this case, this room has an ocean view, and also they can access a restaurant and all the other details that can be included on the same room. They are also in position to book a specific room, let me say the golden suite, and here in the side it will actually summarize for them the details of their booking, from what date to the other date, the kind of room they are looking up for, and the nights and the amount they are going to spend. And they will be also in position to check out, and then they will be able to transfer money directly to your bank account as a way to confirm their reservation. And you'll also be able to create search animations, optimize your website for speed, for the search engine, and also to secure your website. And in case you're going to be developing your website from a local environment, I also share with you a simple way to backup, restore, and migrate your website to a new platform, and also how you can integrate your hotel website with a support and live chat platform that you can easily get in direct connection with your clients right through your website. That's it. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and now let's get started. To start off, I use services of Bluehost and Namecheap for my domain name registration. I'm also an affiliate of both Bluehost and Namecheap. In the description box below, you'll see my affiliate links. When you use my affiliate links to purchase any of the services from these domain and hosting providers, you are not charged any extra fee, and I get a commission. And that way I'm able to keep making these tutorials coming through. Once you are done registering your domain name and hosting, now you head straight to installing WordPress on your website. So to install WordPress on your website, you basically have to log into the cPanel of your domain. So at the moment, before I install WordPress on my website, this is how my website is actually looking like. It is basically like this. And once you also register your domain name before you install WordPress, this is what you will have. So to install WordPress, you basically have to go to the cPanel. You log into the cPanel. Once you are logged into the cPanel, you just scroll down to the Softaculous app installer and you look for WordPress. Once you click WordPress, then you are going to head straight to this page of the Softaculous software installer, and you can just click here, install. Once you select install, automatically your domain name will show up here, and you're going to be installing this WordPress version. Make sure you don't select, for now, since we are not going to install SSL, make sure that the URL, it is not HTTPS. Otherwise, you will have errors when we are trying to set up our website before we install SSL. However, I'll also share with you a video on how to install a free SSL on this website. So make sure here it is HTTP. Next, you can here set up the site name, and this is going to be Maga Hotels, and then your comfort, our pride. That is like the site description. These are the details that you'll be using to log into your WordPress dashboard. And then I can generate the password. You can save this somewhere else. Once you have that saved, you'll have to set up an email in case you are unable to log into your WordPress. And then here, the software class installer asks you for an email where they'll send the installation details. So I can just use the same email here, and then I can install WordPress. This process just takes a couple of seconds and you are good to go. Now we have installed WordPress on our website. Now let's look at how it looks like. Good. So now you even get an email from software class that you've installed WordPress, and that aside, now we have WordPress running on our website. Congratulations on the first step. So what we need now to do is go back to the cPanel, and we log out from our cPanel. To log into the dashboard of our WordPress website, you come to your domain name and then go to the very end /wp-admin. So wp-admin takes you to the WordPress login page, and here you go. I feed in the password and then I log in. Once I log in, then I'll be able to make changes to my website. That will include designing, creating anything around this website. Congratulations on first getting a domain name, second installing WordPress on your website, and being able to log into the dashboard. From this step, just know you have a website ready to be presented to anyone. Now what we need to do is to customize our website to suit our needs. First things first, we are going to install the tools that we are going to need in order to build our hotel website. And the tools we will need a theme, and already WordPress, when it's being installed, it comes with a default theme. However, I want to use a very different theme, and this theme is called Hello Theme. Hello Theme is a lightweight theme that was developed by Elementor, and it basically gives you a skeleton to develop your WordPress project without having a bunch of unnecessary code that you don't need. So it just gives you the ability to start creating from scratch. So to install a theme, we head over to Appearance, Themes, and we say Add New Theme. So on Add New Theme, you can either upload a theme that you purchased, or you can simply search a theme. Hello Theme is a free theme, and we can get it in the WordPress theme repository by doing a simple search of Hello, and we can install Hello Elementor. Once the theme is installed, we activate the theme and we are good to go. Once you activate Hello Theme, it requires you to install Elementor because it's basically a skeleton and you need to build everything off after installing this theme. We can try to reload our home page and we see how now it looks like. So this is now how it looks like after installing Hello Elementor theme. So next, what we need to do is we are going to install the plugins that we will need in this project. And one of the plugins that we'll need is Elementor plugin itself. So to install a plugin, you head to plugins and then you say add new plugin. And then we can search here a plugin called Elementor. We can also just use this call to action that is being provided by Hello Theme after installation. So we can search here Elementor. If you have purchased Elementor Pro, you can simply use the upload button, just like I'm going to show you. So once Elementor shows up here, it has over 2 million active installations, so we can just say install. After installation, we activate our plugin. Since in this tutorial I'm also going to use features that come with the Elementor Pro, I'll also upload Elementor Pro to this website. So to upload the Elementor Pro plugin, I simply go straight to plugins, add new plugin, and then I can upload my plugin. So to upload that plugin, you simply hit upload and then you choose the file you want to upload and then you locate that file and then install. So you cannot have Elementor Pro work without having the free Elementor plugin. Next, we are going to install a plugin called envato elements. So to add that plugin, we are going to say add new plugin, and we will browse for that plugin from the WordPress repository. And the reason why I'm installing this plugin is that of recent Envato released a very well-equipped toolkit of Envato elements that are having templates that work with Elementor. To be in position to activate your Envato elements WordPress plugin, you simply have to go to envato.com and sign up with them, which is totally free, and you can simply activate this plugin. Next, I'm going to show you the different platforms that I'm going to be using as my graphic resources. Aside from Envato, I'll also be using platforms like pixels.com that comes with a great number of images that are totally copyright free, and you can reuse them in your web project. I'll be using a couple of images from this stock photo website. The other platform I'll be using also to get pictures is Pixabay. All links to these platforms will be found in the description box below. The other platform that I recommend if you want to get graphic resources is freepik.com. Freepik.com comes with a great number of illustrations, images, and graphics that you can use in creating your graphics online. Most of the things here are for free, but also you can subscribe to their premium packages and you can access premium content, graphics, and a lot more tools to use. First off, I want to take you through a simple introduction about Elementor. Elementor gives us the ability to build a theme within WordPress. And I mean building a theme is that the ability that Elementor gives you to create headers, to create footers, and at the same time build our pages from zero to finish is one of those abilities that makes Elementor a great page builder platform. And aside from that, it also gives us the ability to set up our website for different devices on mobile, desktop, and tablet devices, and that makes it really a great tool. It comes with a free plugin that you can use in your projects. If you want to access the premium elements of Elementor, you can simply just come and grab one of the pack here, and that means that you can access a number of pro templates from 300 plus templates, a theme builder, a WooCommerce builder, and a lot more things. I highly recommend because I've been using Elementor and it is a great platform that you guys will find amazing to try out in your web projects. We can now jump straight in and start building our first header with Elementor, because we need our website to have a header, and that header, it means that we can create it with Elementor here, and at the same time we will go down and create a footer for our hotel website. To get started, we have to come to the dashboard and head down to theme builder. When you head down to theme builder, it brings you to this window, and you have the ability to choose whether you want to create a header, a footer, a layout for a single blog post, and then an archive is basically a page that is going to show all the different archives, blog posts that you have on your website. So in this case, we want to build a header. To create our first header, we can simply hit add new header, and we can give it a name. And then we say create header. Once you hit create header, it will redirect you to this other window, and then we can start using the Elementor page builder to create our header. Since we have Envato Elements plugin, I will not be using any of these headers here, so I'll just close this and come hit on this green icon here. So once I hit that green icon, it takes me straight to Envato Elements. And the beauty about Envato Elements, it also comes with a number of blocks for building headers. We can search up for header blocks. So when you hit here header blocks, all these headers have been made by Envato, and we can simply import them into our Elementor website. The beauty about this is that once you are subscribed to the Elementor Pro pack, then you can simply import into any of these headers. Let me just get here a header that we want to work with. For example, this header, and then we can simply import it into our layout. And boom, we are here and we have our header ready and we are good to get started. To customize our header, we can do a little bit couple of things. For example, we can change the logo, we can change the background color, we can change anything within here. But also the other thing I wanted to show you is that you can also create your header from scratch without literally having to import anything. So for example, by clicking on the add button, you can simply select the layout you want to use for your header. And once you hit the layout that you want, then you can start using any of the elements from the elements library that Elementor brings you. And there are a lot of elements that you can try out from this element library. For example, I can decide to add a site logo within here, and then I can add as many columns that I want in this same section. For example, I may say my header will have 3 columns, and each column, I'll say this column is for the logo, this column is for the menu itself, and this column is for a button or a call to action. So I can just simply add any of those elements here. For example, the menu, navigation menu, then I'll add another element that will belong to the button, which is the call to action, and then I'll simply select the background for our header. And to select the background for our header, we come to style, and then we can select a background that will suit well for our header. We can choose different colors. At the same time, we can also come back to the layout of the header and we can set the height. We can say minimum height of the so and so. We can say we want our height, our header not to go beyond this kind of height. Or we can say we want our header to vertically align to the top, to the middle, to the bottom. I mean our elements. So we can say in the middle so that all our elements are aligned in the middle. And we can choose a lot of other things to configure with the header section in Elementor. So we are not going to go this way. We are just going to close this up and then we can customize the already imported header from Envato. To create a header, you need to have a logo, you need to have a menu setup, and we have none of that. So we have to get back and then we create our menu and we also get a logo for our website. But before we close up, we can just simply save this as a draft and then we can come back and then continue from here. To leave this section, we simply come and click on this icon and then we exit in a new window and then we come back here to the dashboard. Once we are back to the dashboard, we can simply head straight to the appearance section and menus. To create a new menu, you simply have to come here to the menu structure and then you create a menu and give that menu a name. I'll just name our menu main menu and then I say create menu. So once I'm done creating the menu, then I can assign already existing pages to our menu. So far we have not yet created any pages that are going to be in our project. So what we need to do is now have to go to the pages section. We can now start creating pages. The 2 pages you see here, they come by default once you install WordPress, and we don't need any of those, so I can just move them to the trash. So to get started creating pages, we need to say add new. Once you say add new, then you can add a page. We are going to have a home page, publish. Next, we will create a new page and we call this accommodation. Then we just hit publish. So we'll create our other page and we call it dining. So we publish and publish. Then we'll create another page and we call that page meetings, and then we publish that page. The other page we will need to create is called about, then about. The other page we will need to create is contact, and we can use any of these features. We can either say new, or we can just use one of these quick access tools to create a new page. So we can just say new, and then we create our other page called contact page, and then we publish the page. Once now we are done with creating our pages, we can simply just come back to appearance, and then we say menu, and then we can check up our pages that we created. This error is referencing to the pages that we deleted that came by default in our website, so we don't need any of this. So what I need now is to go to pages, and then I can view all pages, and then I can bring over all our pages that we created, and we add those pages to the menu. Once we have our pages added to the menu, then we can rearrange those pages. However, I'm still seeing a page that is linking to a custom link, and this is not our page. The page we have is called home, and it's actually a page and not a custom link, so I had to delete the other one. So now what we need to do is to reorganize our pages, and the way we organize them here is how they will appear in the menu. So how do we need them to be? We need the accommodation to be second, we need dining to be third, we need meetings to be fourth, and then we can have about and contact coming last. And then we have to decide the menu location. We can say it's going to be primary, and then we save. Once we save, this menu is saving to the main menu section of our website. So now we can head back to our header, and then we simply hit reload. But now our menu seems not to be fitting well within the header section. So we can resize part of the logo section so that we get our menu fit into our header. So to do that, we can just do like this by dragging the right column towards the left side, or we can simply click on the menu section and then we can give it the column width. We can say we want our logo section to be 15% of the header, and then the other section for the menu will be 85%. And then we also have the ability to actually align this menu either to the left or to the right or to the center. So it can be like this, to the left, in the middle, to the right, or stretch that menu right through the whole header. So as you wish, we can go that way. Next thing we need to do is we need now to upload the logo. But before we upload the logo, we are going to first save a draft of this, and then we can go get a logo that is going to work well with our website. So to get a logo, we are going to go to a website called Flat Icons. And on this website, you can get a number of free icons that you can use in creating your logos and all that stuff. Or you can simply hire a professional to make a logo for your service. By searching here, hotel logo, I can simply grab a logo that is going to work well for my hotel. When I choose this logo, then I can download a free version of that logo onto my computer. Once I have that logo downloaded, I can simply go and look up for that logo in my downloads folder. And since our header here is a text box, then that means it can't work with our image. So we can delete this text box for the logo. Once we delete our text-based logo, we can now import our logo that we downloaded. We can add an icon box in our column for the logo. So we can just come over to the Elements library and then search for icon. And you can just simply drag over the icon box into our header, and then we can upload the SVG. Just a moment, I'm going to explain to you why we decided actually to upload an SVG instead of just a normal image. So the beauty about using an SVG icon, you are in position to change its color. So in this case, we are going to make our icon white. So we can now change our site header background, and to change the site header background, you have to click on the section option and then head over to style, and then you have to choose the color that you wish. So we are going to choose a little bit of coffee brown. That's how it looks like. We are going now to change the top border that is appearing on our menu, and to change that, you again select the header section, come over to style, and then scroll down here to border, and then you can switch the top border. So we can make our top border a little bit something like that. And then the other thing we need to do is now to change our hover colors. Instead of it being blue, we just make it to be this color. To do that, we simply come and select our menu section and then come over to style and come down here on hover. We select the text, we remove that color and replace it with the color that we need. So something like this. And then we can also change the pointer color and give it a totally different other color, but I will leave it to where it is. What I want to tell you is that I don't want any of the elements that is on the top bar to be overflowing past our main header. So what I can do is simply just come here and then come to the layout settings, and then under where you see boxed, hit in a figure like 950 so that we get all our top bar items just appearing within our header section width. The other thing I have to tell you is that you can make any customization on any of these elements. Here in the top bar, you can change the Facebook icon, you can add an icon, you can remove an icon. So I can add another item, and by simply clicking on the icon library, I can browse for a great number of icons. The beauty about this is that this is a new feature that has come into Elementor that is an icon library, and it has a number of icons that are mind-blowing. So we can just say, and maybe we can select one of the icons here. Let me say LinkedIn, then we can insert the icon, then we can paste our LinkedIn URL right here, and we are good to go. So we can add as many icons as we want. Let's try to add another one here. Envelope can be an icon for an email, so that when people hit here, they can easily send you an email. Like if this is a link to your mailbox, then you can just simply add it over here, and then you can select whether it to open in our new window. You can do so many changes, including changing the color and a lot more other things. Once that is done, and you have also been able to change any of these things here in the header icon, your address, by just clicking here and fixing in the right address, and then the telephone number, the email, and all that stuff, then you can simply hit publish. Now this is where the magic about the header in Elementor works, because Elementor gives you the ability to set a condition for your header, and you can say this specific header is going to show on the entire site, or you can have a header that is only specific for blog posts and a header that is only specific for archives, or you can exclude the header from showing up on just very specific pages. Next here is only to save. Your header will go live and you can view it on your website. So let's look at how it looks like. Boom, looks really beautiful. We can also maybe reduce the height of the top bar. You can simply come and then check up for that column, or even check up for the padding settings for the main section or the inner section, and then come over to advanced and then look up for the padding section, and then you can easily remove the padding, or you can increase, or you can do a lot of other couple of things like trying to troubleshoot what is happening where and why, and then you can simply fix it without touching a single line of code. So if we are happy with this, then we can simply update. Once we update, then we can hit the I for the preview, and then we can preview our header. Having the top bar really minimal also makes a lot of sense, so that you don't have a lot of things taking over your page space. Once we are comfortable with the header, now we can head straight and work on other elements. So we head back to our header section, and then we can exit to our dashboard. Now we are going to create another element, and that element is going to be for the footer. To design a footer, we simply have to come back to templates, add new. We can select a footer in the template type, and then we can name the footer section. Reason is that you can have several footers that you set up on your website, and you're using them on different pages. We can create that template. Once we are here, then what we need is to choose from one of these templates that have been provided by Elementor. However, I will also not use any of these templates from Elementor, and I will simply just head straight to Envato and get a couple of templates. So I just simply have to close this, and then I come down straight here, click on the green icon, and that green icon will start loading the elements, from the envato template kit. And then I have the opportunity now to head over to blocks, navigate through and look for the footer blocks, or I simply have to come to footer, search, and it will bring the different footer templates that are in envato. I'll just simply hit and select this, and boom, we are here and we have our template now fully loaded into our page. For example, to add list items here, we can simply just click on one of the list items, and then we can give the list item a totally different name. For example, we can say dinings, and then we can come over to the next item, then we can say accommodations, then we can come over to the next item, beddings. Link to those specific pages on our website by simply hitting there the URL to that specific page. We can add another item still. We can say list item, and then I can add my item. Once that is done, then we are also good to go. The other thing we can add here, we can say let's bring over our menu. Then we say, okay, we have a very nice menu. Then we can add over here. Then we can delete the list item that has been here, and we can select the menu that we want to appear. And then now, since this is going to appear vertically, then we can choose the menu appear vertically. What we can do is to customize so that all the menu items are in pure white and having the same hover color. And we can simply do like this, come over to menu item. On hover, we can set the hover item. Set the hover item color like the same for the other menu items. Like for example, the text, copy the color code, head straight to the menu item and select that menu item. On the hover, come straight to hover, and then the item, and then the text color, we set that text color. Also, we can come and borrow over the text font, which is the font face, which is under typography, and we can borrow the font typography, which is Odor Min Che. Oh, pretty crazy name, ODOR Min, super. And then once we have that, and then the font color is actually white, so we can even add shapes into our background, and then we can increase either the width or something like that. We can stretch them. We can do a lot more other tricks here and there, and then we can also remove the background color so that they are just fading within the background color of our footer. This is now the preview of our footer, having some crazy shapes here running around, and that is something you guys can really do by yourself and achieve. If we are now comfortable with our footer, we can just simply hit publish, and then we can set the display conditions just like it was for the header, and then save and close. Once it is saved and closed, then we will have a footer appear on our website. So this was the before we did anything. Let's look at how it looks like after adding both the footer and the header. So we have our header here, having our items, and now we have the footer having some really other amazing features, layout, and this other shape divider. Looks cool. So let's just continue developing the rest of our website. Now we can head back to our dashboard and we start working on our home page. So we simply just come here, exit to dashboard. Once we have exited our dashboard, we come straight to pages, all pages. Then we come straight to home, edit. Now here is where Elementor is going to come into play to start also creating our page templates using Elementor. So we simply have to hit edit with Elementor. It will open up in a new Elementor editing canvas, and we can now start creating our home page using Elementor. So what we are going to do is basically going to change what is appearing between the header and the footer. Once we are now into our home page editing canvas, now we are going to just borrow a nice, sweet and soft template from the Envato template toolkit. by simply hitting the envato icon, and then we can now browse through the different templates that envato brings us. So we can simply now come over here straight, and then we just borrow this template for the home and accommodation, and you select that template, and now here we have the option to select what is going to be our home page looking like. The good thing is that since we have a lot more options here, we can select what page is going to be the home page, what page is going to be for the accommodations, and all that stuff. Let me just use this to be our home page. So I can just simply import. When I import, it is going to basically save into the templates page, and then we can simply close over here, and then we can just come over here to the folder, the templates folder in Elementor. We browse to my templates, and then we can select the home page suits, and then we insert into our home page. Once we insert into our home page, then we will have a template that is going to work for our website on the home page. Well, this is how far we have come. Looks beautiful, and now the next thing we need to do is to set the page layout. There are two page layouts when you use Elementor. There is the Elementor canvas, and there is the full width page layout. In this case, we are interested in using the full width page layout because that is the page layout we want to use, so that even both our header and footer will appear on our website. And the header and footer are those that we have already created in our templates kit, and we have enabled on our website. So that way, when you select the Elementor full width, it will now bring you back to the default setup that you wanted, to use your own header, and then very last to use your own footer. So we can just simply hit update. So once we hit update, and then we come to preview the changes on our website, and then we see the changes, you'll realize that actually our website is gaining shape. This is good progress so far, and now it is a good start for our project. So we have our home page already set up. Now what we need to do are a couple of customizations here and there, changing a little bit of tweaks, and then we will have our website ready and going. So like for the home page, we have a lot more other things we can do. For example, our template comes with a totally different color, which we can actually change. It also comes with a bunch of text here. We can change all this stuff and we replace with what we want. We can also change like the headers, like this is talking about residence and suites, and maybe we are not interested in that. We can simply replace this with probably accommodations, and then we can also change the font, the font color, which is the text color. We can change it to the color of our choice. So we give it that coffee that we are using in our theme, something like that. And then you have the ability actually to set a lot more other things and configure a lot more other things. And for example, like linking up these specific buttons to the various sections within the page, within the website. So there's a lot you can do customizing all this. For example, now these are different clients this hotel has served, and then these are logos that they are from such clients. You can simply just add this logo item, and then you upload the image and you have it here, just like we were doing on the header. So what we can do now is one update, and then we are also going to add templates for the accommodation, and then we also add a template for the about and a template for the contact page. So we now have just to exit this the dashboard, and then we can select the page that we want to edit. Then we edit with Elementor, then hit the envato template, head over to our template kit. Then we select the template that is actually going to suit accommodations page, which is this, import. As that is importing, then we can also do the same for the other pages, which is contact and for meetings. So we have our accommodation template imported, so we can exit this, come straight to pages, look up for accommodation, edit with Elementor, Since we have already imported our accommodations template, we just click on the template folder, then it will load up all the available templates. Once your accommodations template has imported, then you have to select the Elementor full width as the page layout so that we can retain our header and footer on the accommodations page. Once that is done, you also do the same for other pages, and then you hit update. So once we are at the contact page, we already imported the template from Envato, so we just come to the templates and then we select the contact template that we imported and we import it into the page. And once you have your contact template imported into the page, just come over to the settings and select Elementor full width. That way you are able to retain your header and footer right when even your template is appearing on your page. Once that is done, just hit save and update. We can now close over the contact page. Now we come over to meetings, the same thing we did to import our template, and then we can now set the Elementor full width, and then we can simply hit update. Once we have it updated, and then we just need to close that and come over to another template, which was the accommodations page. We already imported into our template, and now we can just simply hit update, and we have our template into the accommodations page. Simply just close over here, and now we can come and preview our pages. This is the accommodations page, looking nice and clean. Our contact and about us page, looking nice and clean. And then the other is our meeting page, which also looks nice and clean. We can now import one more template for our dining, edit, then dining, edit with Elementor, head over to Envato, browse for our template kit, grab over here, look for one that suits for the dining section. I can use one for restaurant too for our dining section. Then I import that template. Just need now to close over that, come over to the Elementor template folder, head to the template window, and then look for the restaurant too, and insert into the dining page. Next we need to do now is basically to head straight here, settings, and change the page settings to Elementor full width. Once you have that done, fixed, then you simply hit update. Once you're done with the update, now we simply just come back to our pages, and then we can look at the dining page and we see how it looks like, and boom, it looks really beautiful, fine, just the way we really expected it to be. And yep, that's good so far. So let's work also on the about page, edit, and then we can edit with Elementor. And we are going to use the same template we use for the contact page, and we'll do just a little bit of customization. So import template, and then there is about and contact. Yes, boom. So we have our about us template imported. Once you are done, then I want us to do just one more thing on our pages. We are going to go to the contact page, and the contact page should have like 4 main features: the location, the contact form, and the map. So we can edit with Elementor, and we just leave things that we need on the contact page. What I don't see here is actually a contact form that someone can just use to drop a mail to the service provider. So how do we do that? We're going to install a plugin called wpforms. So it is a contact form from wpforms, which is free, and we can use it to create contact forms, activate, then we can create the contact form and give it a name, and then we just simply use a simple contact form that is already pre-made, and it looks like this. So we can just copy this shortcode here, close, and then we save. After we save, we just close this window, and now head straight to our contact page, and we edit with Elementor. I want it to be somewhere down here after this section. After opening with Elementor, our contact page, we just need now to scroll down there, and what we need to do is very simple. We can just simply come over here to the elements section, search for shortcode, come paste it over here, and then you can paste your shortcode that you got from wpforms, and you are good to go. So we can also do a little bit of tweaks, like one padding from the top button where people are saying click to email us. We may actually remove this because we don't need it. So we can, for example, just come over to this column section and remove the color there, and then we can come right here on this background picture. Since now we have our contact page having a contact form, this is good to go. And I think we can now also delete some sections that we only want to appear on the about page. For example, this section, we may not need it. We may not need this section, and we may not need this section, and we may still not need this section. This is also not needed, and this is not needed, so this is not needed. One section that we may need though is probably having a map that our clients can always look up to when they are coming to our place, and that can be added somewhere like here. So we can say we delete all the sections that are here, delete, and then we can just add a map. Come here, get a map, Google map, and then we can simply hit in our location here, Cape Town, South Africa, and there we go. Our map will appear exactly in the direction that we specify in the map. The other thing we need to do are the section settings. For example, the top margin, the down margin, or the padding. So what we can do is basically click on the section, go to advanced, and then we can remove, maybe set the top padding and also the bottom padding, and we have something like this. But this will look too much. Maybe we can put like a 2 and a 2 on top, and then we can leave it to overflow in the width. Just looks very simple, smooth, and easily usable by anyone. So the other things we can also update. For example, here I see icons that are still messed up. Normally when you import these templates, the icons may not automatically reflect, but by just clicking on the icon box, you simply can have them. But I think we may not also need this section, so we can easily just hit the delete, and we just have our section just simple and smooth. We may also decide to change the background picture on this section. It doesn't suit what we want, by just deleting it, and we replace it with another totally new picture. Maybe we borrow a picture like this and replace it with that, and we see how it works. See? So we can also have a color on that same picture too, so that it just works out of the box. So a lot more other things you can really do here. You can just simply hit update, and now when we come back to our contact form page, we simply update, and then we will see that our contact page now looks better with a map. Here is the map, and then our contact form right here. That's how you can simply now customize your contact page. You can also do the same for all the other pages, like the about page, customizing, changing pictures, changing, deleting things that you think are not necessary in the template that you've imported. The layout of the whole canvas, it goes back to what you want. Depending on the requests and the layout that you made for your website, you just have to follow up and see which things should stay, others, and what should leave. For example, we may not need now this section because it is repeated also on the other side, or anything just after this. We may just simply hit delete, so that we just have different elements appearing on our about us page and the contact us page. The other thing is that you see that these words are being animated, and maybe you're asking, how is that done? Yeah, it's simply done using Elementor, and this is how it is. This is a title text element. When you click on the advanced and come to motion effects, that's where the animation is set up. For example, you can set fade in, you can say fade right in, you can say fade up. This is what was there. And the same for the other elements. All these other elements, you can also animate them to what you want, and it's all about what you decide to do. So you can also still say, I want this element to come in slow and just fade from up to down, all that stuff. It's all about what you wish to do. And also there are also other motion effects you can set up, like the scrolling effect, the mouse over effect. For example, on this element, when you select the mouse over effect and then the mouse over, you can select and say okay, the opposite direction, or a lot more other things. For example, if someone mouses over this section, that it will just move around with the direction of the mouse. Once you are done and you think that's all that you wanted to have, then you can simply update and we are good to go. So next, guys, we have now to set up our booking engine on this hotel. So the booking engine, I mean people to be in position to search for rooms and for specific dates, and they are able to book in. Someone can come here and they say, I want to book from the 25th up to the 28th, and then I'm just one adult, or I just have one kid or no kid, and they can do a search. And once they make a search, it will bring up the number of rooms that are available, and then they can choose maybe the first one. So they are able to look through the different images and all the other details about this room, and also they are able to flip through the images and they see how beautiful that room is. So, and then also they will be in position to check again and book that specific rooms. For example, they can just feed in again their details here from the 25th to the 28th. They check availability. Once they can see that room, then they can say okay, they can book now. When they come to the booking page, the engine will show them the full details of their booking and the total amount of money they will be paying, and they can now head to the checkout, their personal details. Then they can also add the time they are sure probably they will arrive at the hotel, and maybe also add special orders. And then they are in position to make a bank transfer once the booking is done. So this is how the booking will look like. Once they have booked the room, they will get this kind of status, and then an email will be sent to their email that they filled into the form. And at the same time, in your system's back end, you will be in position to get a notification that actually someone has booked a room for those number of days. For example, this person, who is the very last person, has booked for 3 days, and then we can also see their details and all that stuff, including their email. We can even add a note on to give them an update about their booking, and all their details will come through here. Let's see how we can set up this whole booking engine right from the start. So it all starts off from the plugin environment. You are going to go to the plugins area, and then you are going to search for two plugins. One is called AweBooking and another one is called AweBooking and Elementor integration. Both of them have to be installed because this one is giving you the whole framework, and basically this other one is an integration with Elementor, whereby you can just drag over such element into your Elementor canvas and you are good to go. So once you install these two plugins, they are all free and they are available in the plugin repository. By going to the plugins and search for that plugin, you can get it here, and also the Elementor integration here. So you just install and activate. So let's head back to the plugins area, our installed plugins, and this is where it is. So what we need to do is just to go to the settings of this plugin, and then we can now set up our pages. The good thing about this plugin, you can set up either in multiple hotels and you have your system integrated in different hotels, or it's in a single hotel. In this case, we're going to do only for a single hotel, and then we can decide if it's possible to book in children or even infants. In the reservation mode, we can select either single room or multiple rooms, the room units, how big they are, and then the pages. For example, when someone searches, when someone uses this search engine, there should be a page where the results are going to be displayed like this. This is the page that I call the booking page. And then there is another page that is called the checkout page and the page for the terms. Like you saw here at the checkout page, they have to agree to the terms and conditions of the hotel that when they are booking. So this is a page that you set up here. And how do you do that? Is by coming to pages, all pages, and then you just create those pages. For example, I set up the booking page, the checkout page, and the terms page. So that means that when you come over here to the settings, you just click over here and select the page, and click over here. That page also displays, and select that page, and for the terms and conditions, and you select the terms page, and then you hit the update. The other thing is we can set our currency positions. For example, if you are in Spain or if you're in any other country, you can just set to your specific currency that you wish, maybe the yuan, the Tanzanian shilling, the US dollar, and a lot more. The currency position, this is the position of the currency. All over the currency will be shown on your website. The other option we need now to set is the hotel name, the hotel details. Let me say this is Maga Hotels. The check-in time, you can specify that. You can also specify the checkout time, the hotel rating, in terms of stars, you can say 4-star. You can set up the address of that hotel. Something like that. Something is not working. I can't search for the country by just hitting in the country name, and then the city I can say Cape Town, and the zip code I can just include the country, our zip code, the phone number for the hotel. I can just add the phone number and then hit update. So these are details that the client gets when they are getting any information about the hotel. And then the availability, how many nights, minimum nights someone can book at this hotel, the maximum number of nights someone can book at the hotel. So you can limit also the number of available days, and then you can also disable days. For example, you can say in case maybe on a specific day the hotel is fully booked or specific rooms are fully booked, then you can disable some days you can disable a specific day so that no one is able to book it. And then you can also disable specific days in a week. Let me say you have every Tuesday you have a specific conference that is taking place at your hotel. Then you can disable those days so that people are not in position to book them. And then the appearance, then you can hit update. Then under appearance we can decide months displayed on our search engine. For example, when we come over here at the home, like either to have a 2-column here, this column, and the next month August here, or we only have 1 month displaying. So in this case I set 1 month. And then also we can go to the other settings whereby we can change the styling of this search form, and we can align whatever is inside the search form elements. We can say the maximum number of adults and maximum number of children that can be booked in, and then we can show the kind of price that we want the visitor to see in the search result. Either it's an average or only for the first night. So I set it to be total, and then you can also specify the image sizes that are going to be shown. For example, the room thumbnails, the single room image, the archive, and a lot more other things. You can set up your tax preferences from this section, and the checkout area is where you can actually add payment gateways, payment platforms. Since this is a free option of this plugin, you are unable to integrate with PayPal or other card payments. However, there is an add-on, which is a premium add-on you can get from this company, and once you get it, you will be in position to integrate with card processing companies. However, if you are unable to, then you are in position to set up the details here where clients can basically make direct bank transfers, and you can add a description here and maybe also your bank details, so that when someone is at the checkout page, they're in position to see your bank details, or when you just send them automatically once their booking is through. The other option is about the emails, the invoice, for example. When someone books but when they have not paid, you can send them an invoice, and then the new booking email, this is the email that is sent to the client once they make the booking. Then, for example, this is another email. Once the room is booked, then you send them a reservation email. This is a booking email every time you make an update about the client's booking, and a lot of other things. So I can just show you, for example, the new booking. This is the email you get when someone makes the booking. For example, it's an HTML type of email. You can set it to be plain text, and then the recipient's, the recipient's email, which is your email because you are the one who wants to see the new bookings from customers and all that stuff. So head back again to our email section. There is this template, which is also a customer note, because every other time you want to send a client an update about their booking. This is how it looks like. You go to bookings, and once you are in bookings, you can see the bookings that are there. Then you click on the booking number, and then this is where the customer note is. So here you can just give the client an update about their room, and maybe they had sent in a special request, which is an option under the checkout here, a special request. So here you can just give them an update about whatever is happening and the decisions and the way forward, and then you add the note. Once you add the note, they receive an email, and that email comes with a customized customer note template. So maybe you can also set up a specific email that sends out communication to the clients, maybe support at that hotel or reservations at that hotel. And you can also set a header template, because here you're trying to customize the email that goes out to the client. So you can set a header image to your template. Maybe it is a template that has your header information, the hotel information, contact number, copyright information, which goes in the footer of the template of the email. Set up the colors, text color, background color, and all that stuff. All this goes down in the email template. Once you are set, then we save the changes. At the moment, I have already set up for 2 rooms, which is the silver suite and the bronze suite. That's why when I make the search, you don't see the gold suite. So we are going now to set up the gold suite. Even when I click right now, it doesn't take us anywhere. But when I click on, for example, the bronze suite, it will take us to the bronze suite page, the details. So we are now going to set up the golden suite, and you will see something like this at the end of the day. So let's head straight there. So we just come back here, come to AweBooking. Just under AweBooking, there is something called hotel, and then there is something called hotel types. So I'll just delete this, which was a demo. Once I delete that, then I can just add a new room. Then I give it the name. Once I give it the name, I can give the number of rooms that are available. I can say maybe 10 rooms are available in the golden suite. I add those rooms. Make sure you click on that add rooms, and then you can set the maximum occupancy. I can say each room can accommodate, let me say, 5 people, and there can be a maximum of 2 adults, I can say, and 2 infants. And then the other thing, I can say the pricing for the golden room, since this is the biggest room and the best room, so we will have it to be at around 99. So we make it at 99. We come to the rooms and amenities. We can specify the room size. Let me say it's 500 square meters, and it's viewing to, let me say, the ocean, or maybe it's having the pool view or anything like that. So you can specify the number of bedrooms that are in that room. Let me say 3 bedrooms, and you can decide, let me say number of beds, that is bed 1. So bed 1 you can say it is a single bed, and then you say bed 2 is a twin bed, and bed 3 is let me say sofa bed. We want to put a description here. I prefer that we put a description this side because this plugin, for some reason, it doesn't show the description once if you have it displayed here. So we can put a description here, and we can just come over here, get some dummy text, come over here on our room, put that dummy text over there describing the room, and then we can add a gallery of our room and how it looks like both inside. So we can just say add a gallery, upload from the media library, and then you can set up, you can select the images of all this stuff. You know, it's having, you know, the ocean view, and then all these views are there. Then this is the bed, and maybe this is a chef that will cook for you when you get there. And then you can add, you can create a new gallery, and then you insert the gallery. Once you insert the gallery, and then you can also say let these images link to a media file so that when someone clicks on them, they can have a bigger preview. You can now set up also the featured image of the room. So we can just click on the featured image and come over here, and we select a picture that is really looking nice. Someone can get an imagination of how that room looks like. Or we can even select maybe this one to be the featured image, and you select that room, we select that image, and then we can add all the other details down here in a new paragraph. Say add this, you can change this from a heading to a paragraph, and then we let it be bold, and we now just hit publish. Once we have it published, we can now preview our room, which is the golden suite. And here we are, golden suite starting at this amount of money per night. This is how it looks like. It has the ocean view. This is how the beds look like, and all that stuff, and all the other add-ons. And we are also in position to see through, you know, the images in a bigger window, see all those details and all that stuff. So it looks really fine. Next we need to do is to get the URL of this room. You copy it, head over straight to the home page, because now we need to update the link on the home page. Edit with Elementor. Once you are here, then you just head straight to that room, and then click on the text box, and then you come down here to the link option and add the link to that room page. So you say update. Once you say update, then your visitors will be in position to view that room from the home page by going to the hotel website home page. Then we can head straight down here to book a golden suite. So when they are here, then they can come directly to the golden suite and see all these details. So at the moment, we don't have a booking engine on our website, and we are just going to add it around here so that people are able to search for rooms right from the home page. So how do we do that? We are basically going to come here. I think we also don't need this section. I think we can just remove that section. We can just say head to the navigator, grab that section, should be around here. There is this inner section, so we can just simply hit delete. We don't need it, you know. So I can now add another section by simply, let me say, duplicating, or we can say duplicate this section, and then we can add another section right within here. We can delete all the details here. Once you delete all those details right within there, once we are done deleting these elements right here, we can come over here and we search for our booking engine, which is this one. This is one of the reasons we actually installed that Elementor AweBooking integration. So we just drag over this element to here, and boom, we have our element right here. So what we need now to do is to specify right now it is having a vertical layout, we need the horizontal version of that, and boom, here we are. We have our horizontal version of this booking engine, but it looks like it is placed in the wrong section, so we can just drag this over to the right section. So we can just head over to our navigator and we select that section and move it to the section that we want, where we want to insert it. So for example here, and that's it. So once we have our section right within the specific area where we want it to be displayed, then we are good to go and add the padding on our booking engine, and we can also add padding at the top so that we give it enough room for anyone who is going to be using it. Once we have our booking engine set up on the home page, we just simply now have to hit update. And once we hit update, we just come over to our home page. We won't have this section, we'll have our booking engine right here, and we are good to go. Coming to the home page after reloading, this is how far we have gone. Looks fine, neat and sweet. So someone now is in position to come over here, they make a booking of something they want, but now there is a bug that we need to fix. Like you see, this section is being overlapped by this other section that is just below it, so we are going to move it on top of this other section so that when we are looking up for the calendar, it doesn't appear below the other section. So how do we do that? We simply come back to our editor, select our element, select this whole section, we are going to select that section, and we are going to give it a Z index of 1. Once we give it a Z index, then we can come back here, update, and then we can reload here to see the changes. How is it? Wow, so looks like it has worked for us. Now we have our calendar appearing on top of the element, and we can now try to search for a room, because now we have our rooms all set up. And now we have set up our booking engine. Now let's do a search for a room. So let me say me and my 2 friends, we are going to go for a vacation in August, and we will last for 2 days, and we are only 3 of us, and we don't have any kid. So we can say we can search for a room at this hotel, and boom, we have 2 rooms showing up. We have the bronze room and the golden suite. The cost for all the nights is going to be 130, and here the cost for all the nights is going to be 198. Once we want to know about the details of each of the room, we just click over that room and come over here to read about the room. So we can see everything here. We can look through the bed. We can see the bed details, we can see all that stuff, including our view to the ocean and all the other details. So once we are satisfied, we just come over here, we book the room. All the details will be displayed here of that specific room. The room type, the stay is going to be 2 nights, we are 3 adults, and then we can say checkout. Here then we can feed in our details, all that stuff. Then you say the book. Once you book, you receive an email. To this email you filled in here, and then also the company or the hotel will also receive an email on your booking. So your details are here, and these details are sent to your email direct, and then you are good to go. If I'm the hotel owner, what I need to do, when I receive the email about the new booking, I'll just come over here to our dashboard and look up for AweBooking, and then say bookings. And then I can see the new booking that has come in. I can just click on that booking, and then I see all the details. So these people have reserved, but they have not yet paid, they have not done anything. So I can send them any details, I can update them, I can ask them when they are making their payment, or once they have done their payment, they can simply update us, or we can also get a notification from the bank, and I just come here and I make them as paid, or they have deposited a fee and all that stuff. The other thing is that we can also take advantage of the calendar, and this calendar will show all the rooms that have been reserved, those that have been booked. For example, this is a silver room that was reserved from this date to this date, and this is the person who reserved it, and this is their address, and this is their email. And this person who booked the golden suite, they reserved it from that date to that date, their name is that, and this is their email and their phone number, so you can simply just reach them out. So in case you have so many bookings, all these rooms will have, the different kind of color depending on the room. And you can also actually make a manual booking for a client. If they are unable to access the platform online, you can just come over here, or when these clients just come to your hotel, you can simply just hit in here and book a room for them, and maybe they're also paying by cash. So all those are different settings you can enable. And what you see here is the room numbers. You can have as many rooms in the same category in your hotel. Let me say if these were single rooms, so you can have as like 15 rooms that are single, and they can all be booked at different days by different people. The other special thing you can use this plugin or this booking engine for is that you can adjust dates based on events and days. For example, on special days like Christmas, on special days like Easter, you can either decide to increase the price, or you can decide to make a special price for a special group of people, or people who are coming in special dates. So all that you can do using this, or you can simply make a bulk adjustment of the prices for all rooms, and say that any person checking in between this date and checking out between this date, let me say checking in on the 20th of December and leaving on the 1st of December, they will be able to pay only this amount of money for the golden rooms, and that's simply it. So let's now head straight and see how we can set up our single pages and archive pages. So to set up a blog post layout, you simply have to come back to Elementor. There is something called a theme builder, and under theme builder just say new. So once you click that, you can just come over here and select the option single, and then you can say this is going to be a post. So this is going to be a template for all the posts that you'll be making on your hotel website. So we can just name it single posts, create template, and that again will bring us to this window for the Elementor, and it will give us the options to create templates based on one of those that you have already created. But this time again we are going to just create ours from scratch. So we just close this, and then we can simply just hit over here and select a layout we are going to use. And in this case I will just select the structure, so that we have our sidebar this side, and here we can add as many elements as we want. First of all, we can start with a featured image for our blog, and then we can say we can add another element here. Maybe it's going to be the author box, or post info. Actually, the post info, this will include when the post was made, who made it, and who wrote, and all that stuff. And then we will also include now the option for the post itself. The post, we can now include the post title, and once now we include the post title, and then we can also include another element, and then that is the post content. The post content is actually what is the story that is within the post. And then we can add the author box that comes at last, that talks about who actually wrote that post, which is the author box. And we are good to go. We can now also add a sidebar. You can say sidebar, then we can just add this. So once you add a sidebar here, you can select the sidebars that you wish to have. But in this case, we are using Hello Theme, and Hello Theme doesn't come with any sidebars. So that means the sidebar widget won't help you. Then you have to create your sidebar elements manually. So we can add a couple of elements in our sidebar option. We can say let's add maybe the archive pages, and then we can say let's add the recent posts. We can also add recent comments. We can also add the social media widgets. Let me say like Facebook, like our Facebook page right here, and this will echo our full Facebook page. So you can set that up by including the link to your Facebook page. You can add what you want to be shown right within here in your Facebook widget. You can decide the height of this Facebook widget by maybe saying 300, 379, or whatever you want, depending on how you want to customize your layout. I think we also need to add one more element after the author box, is like related posts or post navigation. Let me say post navigation. Something like this. Okay, so you can add a post navigation. Once someone is done with this post, then they can head straight and read other also posts that are on your blog. The other thing we need to do now is to add a couple of padding for these widgets. So we can say the padding on top, let's give them about 20 so that it's not too much on the header. So we select that element, come over to advanced, and then you just hit on this, you unlock all the other elements, and then you give it a top padding. Maybe we can say like 50, or we can give it like 30, and then also bottom we give it a 30. That way all elements that are within this section, they will not be too fixed on both the footer and the header. So we hit update. We can specify on which posts that this template is implemented. So you can include, you can exclude, but for now we just want to set it to all kind of posts. Whether we create new categories, this post template will work on all of them. So we just save and close. We come over to posts, then we add a new post. But we're just going to make a demo post. So we just say come over here, we can start writing, and then we can give that post title Maga Hotel opens. We can give the post a featured image, and let me assume this is the post featured image, and we select that image, and we can add images within this post. Let me say we just add a new image, then we can add from the media. We can give people more details about what we do in that hotel. We can add also another one here, an image. We can even add a gallery. We can add a lot more other things. Let me just choose an image, and then I select, maybe say someone wants to also see the food, and that's it. So we can now publish the blog, and once we publish the blog, then we can come over to our website and we look at the blog and how it looks like. Now we should now remember that it is going to use the layout that we chose from our single template that we created. This is how it looks like. Beautiful. So you can do a lot more other customizations. For example, changing the font faces here, changing the font face for the title of the single element of your blog post. You can change a lot more other things just right within the single template that you created. So once we are done with that, now we can also create a template that is going to work on our archive pages. And how do you create that? You simply come over to, you exit this dashboard where we created the single page template. Then we can come over and then we can create a new template still under theme builder. Then we select the archive and then we say this is going to be for the archives. Create template. It will bring us over to these pre-made templates from Elementor. We don't need any of this. We are just going to create ours. We'll use the full width layout, and we can just get here an element of the archive posts. We place it over here. We can give it padding top bottom. We can select the layout that we will be using. For example, if we want cards, if we want a classic layout, which will look something like this. If we want the image to be large, if we want the author to appear, if we want how many columns, if we just want one column, it will also show you still. If we want 2 columns, we'll again give you the option to make the 2 columns, but I think 3 columns are way better. And then you can select the meta description, the size, you can set the categories, you can set the pagination. In case you have a number of blog posts, then the pagination will appear down here. You can select whether to show numbers or even just the words, and then you can style them up right here. You can style up the card, you can style up all those things. Once you are comfortable with your archives page layout, you can publish, and then you can set a condition on which archives, because you may have archives from maybe only hotel guests, or maybe archives for conferences. You can just simply save and close, and we will have our archive template right there. Next, we can now close, and now we can create a template that is going to work on all our error pages. For example, someone comes to our website, and instead of writing home, and we don't have any URL that is going to reflect that result. So what we do is that we create error pages so that when there is any error, we simply notify someone that that content is not available, and maybe they can try another search, or maybe they can try the different options that we are going to give them. So as you see, this doesn't resolve anything else. So what we do is just come back here to our templates, under theme builder, create new. Then we can select a single, then we can select 404 page. So this is basically describing the error page, and we can say error pages. Then we create the template. Once we have that template, you can also select from a number of those that are here. We can also get other templates that are already made here, maybe Elementor or maybe envato. So let me just pull over this template. Then we can just insert. So you can delete whatever you don't want on this template, and then you can just leave what you want. So let me say I don't want all this stuff, and I only need to type here 404, give it a style, typography, and then you can change even also maybe the font face and all that stuff depending on what you want. Maybe it's a play font, and then you can select, you can delete all the other sections you don't need, simply update, and then we can select and say this is going to go on all error pages. So we can just simply save and close. Once you are done setting up with the error pages, now we can go to our dashboard and make the basic WordPress setups. So we exit the dashboard, and now what we need to do is to configure out the reading settings. And the importance of this is that, for example, at the moment when someone goes to the home page of our website, it is basically bringing up the template for the blog posts, and this is not what we want. What we want is that when someone goes to the home page, they again just come to the real home page, which we already created. So, and this is the home page, but not what the real home page is actually echoing. So what we need to do is now go to our WordPress dashboard and come under to settings, and we can say the reading settings. Choose how our home page is going to display like, and here we set a static page for the home page, which is actually the home page. And then we can set the posts page, which is actually supposed to be our posts page. However, we have not yet created that posts page. Then we can come to head to pages, new page, and then we set the blog page as our posts page. Publish. Once you have that set, we simply just close over this, come back to settings, reading settings, and then we come to our display settings. Then we select the home page, and then we select the post page as our blog page, and we are good to go. Once you are done developing your website, you have to make sure before you actually say you are actually done that this option is disabled, because if it is enabled, then your website will never show up in the search engine unless you don't want your website to be indexed in the search engine. We save, and that's all. Now when we head to our home page, it will now bring the real home page that we are actually echoing. This is what we wanted to achieve. Cool, congratulations on that. Now the next thing we need to do is now to set up all the other settings. Under general settings, we can say the site title is this. This is the email address that all website notifications will be sent. And then you can set up the site language. You can set up the time zone of where you work from or where the hotel is located. And you can decide on when actually your week starts. So once that is done, you just hit save. Then we can go to the discussion settings. This is where you can enable people who are going to comment on your blog post, on your content, and you can set it as just the way you wish. And the next is the permalinks. This is a very important section because you have the position to set how your blog post links are going to appear. So I advise that once you are under the permalink settings, normally by default your blog posts are going to appear under your website URL and the date, and this URL is not search engine friendly, so I prefer that you use the post name as your default permalink for blog posts. Now just to take you through and look at the blog post URL that we are having at the moment, let me show you. This is the blog post, and it is displaying the date within the URL, and that is not what we want. So that's why I'm saying we are switching from this URL to this URL that has no post date. So we simply just hit update, just come back here, remove that date, and we just hit refresh, and then we have our posts show up here. For now, those are the basic settings you can easily do up in your WordPress website. Next, we are now going to create a mega menu for our hotel website. And the mega menu, the good thing is that it helps to give clients a bigger picture even before they go into that section on your website. So to create a mega menu, we are going to install a simple plugin called the Clever Mega Menu. It is free of charge, and you can simply set up your mega menu in a couple of minutes. So you just come over to plugins and search up for Clever Mega Menu for Elementor. Then you click install and then activate. Once it's activated, you just head straight to your appearance, menus, and then come down here and enable the Clever Mega Menu. Select which menu item you want to enable the mega menu option. So in this case, I'll select for accommodation, because I want that once our visitors are on our website, they can easily see what kind of room types we are having and how they look like. So that way, I'm going to create a mega menu that will simply give them an idea of how our accommodation types look like, and probably that will get them into reading more about our rooms or even our services we provide at the hotel. then your menu item that you're actually applying, the mega menu item, will appear selected. Then just come here and select and enable the mega menu. Once you enable the mega menu, you can also select the mega menu icon just in case you want this specific service to have a specific icon, and you can select an icon from just right here. All these are icons that Clever Mega Menu brings you. So for example, like accommodation, I can have hotel as the icon, and then you can select the panel settings and all that stuff. But now you can start creating off your mega menu item using Elementor from this canvas, and that is why I love this plugin. You can simply create everything just like the way you've been using the Elementor canvas, by simply dragging and dropping elements right here just like this, and then you start creating your mega menu. However, I don't advise that you create your mega menu using this canvas. I advise that you create a template that you just import into this mega menu section. So in this case, I will just import any template. For example, I can just go to envato, I can come to blocks, and let me suppose that one of the image galleries here is one that is representing our different hotel rooms that we have. Import, and boom, we have our item for the mega menu brought in here. So I can just simply delete what I don't need, and I only leave what I need in my mega menu. In this case, I can also leave this here, and I simply delete, remove the padding at the bottom, and I also remove the padding that is appearing at the top. Just have it here, and by clicking see more, I can enable that this button is going to just take them to our accommodation details. So click here on the button and just come here and add the URL that takes that person to the accommodations page. So just come over to the accommodations page, get the URL, head straight to the mega menu element and add that URL to that page, and simply hit update. Once you have that updated, then you can just close over this section. Then you can update your mega menu and come straight over to our home page, reload the home page. So it looks like our mega menu is not showing up here, so probably we need to just go and check on our heading settings just to probably update our header. So we just come to the templates under Elementor, come to the theme builder, open up our header with Elementor. Once our header is open, we make sure that our menu is actually the menu that we are creating a mega menu for. And in this case, our menu is not actually selected, so we have to select the main menu. So we simply now hit update. Once we hit update, we close this window and come now to our hotel main page. We reload the page, and boom, and now we have our mega menu settings reflecting on our header. So by simply hovering on the accommodations section, I am having the mega menu show up. Our header is actually reflecting the header styling that is being applied to it by the Clever Mega Menu skin, which you can actually edit and make sure it suits what you need. You can actually create your own skin that you can use to style your menu section for the header using Clever Mega Menu. So in this case, we have achieved what we wanted. We wanted the mega menu to appear under the accommodations sections. They can still go straight to the accommodations page by clicking on the see more option. That's how you create a mega menu for your header using the Clever Mega Menu. Next is how do we set that our website is mobile responsive. And the beauty about this is that Elementor gives you the ability to set up mobile responsiveness for your website. So for example, this what we are seeing is a desktop view of your website, but we can also view this same website under the mobile view, and we can actually make changes based on what someone is seeing who is viewing on a smaller device. So in this case, this looks pretty fine, and in case anything is not fine here, we can still also change it and make it to our liking. If this is what you wanted, then well and good, you are good to go. And so that's how you actually test mobile responsiveness. You can hide different devices. For example, if you say, like on my desktop, I'm seeing this section, but when I'm on mobile, I don't want that section to appear. I can just click on that section, come to advanced, come over to responsiveness, and I can say hide on mobile. So if I just hit update here, I'm just going to test it for you. If we try to view this website on a smaller device, which is to the size of a mobile phone, you realize that this section on our main website won't appear anywhere. That is how far Elementor can take you by basically disabling different sections of your website, and those sections will not be appearing either on the desktop version or on the mobile version of your website. So that's how you can pretty set up your website for mobile responsiveness using Elementor. Another way also to test the mobile responsiveness of your website is a website that was released by Google called the Mobile Friendly Test by Google Search Console, and that will enable you by basically dragging your URL and paste into the link to that website. It will tell you whether your website is fully mobile responsive or not, and it will give you details on which elements on your website are actually not mobile responsive. The page is mobile friendly, however the page still has issues. So here you can say which elements are actually having issues, all those elements that are not mobile responsive, and you can just go back to your dashboard and have those elements fixed. Next we have now to do is testing for speed. We all know today that a visitor who visits a website and they are unable to access it in under 3 seconds will drop off. So how do you get your website to be really fast around the globe? A speed test platform that I recommend is called Google Page Speed Test. You can just Google it up and it will bring you this paid platform called PageSpeed Insights. And PageSpeed Insight, you simply hit in your URL and Google will tell you how fast your website is going and the different things you can do to make it go faster. The other thing I recommend is that you can use caching plugins that come with WordPress, and their performance depends on your host and the configurations of your server. So I won't recommend a specific caching plugin, but once you just make up a small search of cache in the WordPress plugin repository, you'll find a couple of plugins that are very popular, and you can try them out with your website. But the most important, you can ask who your host is. If it's Bluehost or Namecheap, WP Fastest Cache has worked out for me really well compared to other plugins that are here in the caching family. So it is up to you to test, and depending also on which elements that your website is having, it will also determine on how fast it can go. The other important thing is backing up your website. I don't want that after spending all these hours working on your website, at the end of the day you lose all your website, or that your website got issues or the server got issues and so you lose all your content. I recommend a free plugin that I've actually tested and I use myself called wpvivid plugin, and this plugin gives you the ability to backup, migrate, restore your website all for free. It doesn't limit you on the size of the database. You can do server-to-server migrations. You can also back up your website to cloud platforms like Google, Amazon, Dropbox, and a lot more by simply searching for that plugin and the plugin repository, installing and activating, and simply hit backup. You will have a backup of your website in a couple of seconds. Once you back up your website here, you'll get the backed up version down here, and you can simply download that backup on your local computer and save it. So now our backup is done, which is actually a full website backup. And here we have our backup, and we can simply download this backup, or we can also get this backup and install it on another website by going to upload and install that backup that we downloaded, and we just hit restore from the other platform. So we will just restore the whole of this backup. I've also shared a video up there in the card that shows you how to backup restore your website on a new server, how to migrate your website from the local host in case you are designing this website using a localhost environment. I also made a video on how you can transfer your website from the localhost environment to a live server in just a couple of clicks using the same plugin. Next thing is actually security. Since you're going to be collecting information for your clients and maybe also payment details from your clients, then you will have to make sure that your website is secure enough that people cannot just brute force attack your website, that malicious code and software can't be installed remotely, or someone cannot log in remotely in your website. And that means you'll need a security plugin that will enable you to secure your website and probably block attempts to log in and maliciously access your website. That plugin is called WordFence. I recommend it because I almost use it on all websites for my clients, and it is super easy by simply searching it up in the WordPress repository. Click on install and then you get started. You're actually able to protect your website from malware. You can scan and also block IPs and secure your WordPress URL from actually brute force attacks and a lot more other things. So WordFence is a plugin you should check out once you are done building your website. And the other thing you have to do for your hotel website is enabling and having your website indexed in the search engine. And there is a plugin I recommend for you which is called yoast SEO. It's one of the most popular search engine optimization plugins in the WordPress repository. So this is a simple plugin and I'm just going to take you through the setup. Then you come over to yoast SEO under your dashboard, come to general, then you can start configuring out this plugin on your website. So you can enable search engine analysis, readability analysis, cornerstone content. This is all applying for now on your blog post content or content that you're going to be putting up. Under your blog post, it will give you an analysis of how it will perform in the search engine, the readability, the cornerstone content, very important content on your website. It also gives you the ability to verify your website with popular search engine platforms like Google, Bing, Baidu, and all that stuff. Under search appearance, this is the option that enables you to set up on how your website is going to appear in the search engine result pages. For example, the title separator, and then you can set up the company name. You can upload a logo that is representing your brand. You can set up the content types and how they will appear in the search engine result pages. You can disable or you can enable attachment URLs in the search engine results. You can also disable probably category indexing in the search engine results and the category SEO titles and a lot more other stuff. And the other important thing is that you can use yoast SEO to link up your Google Search Console right within your WordPress website. By a click here, and you synchronize with your Gmail, and then you get that auth code, which you'll just paste up here, and you are good to go. The very last thing now you have to consider is the support system and how you can quickly address and communicate with your clients. And now here I recommend a platform called Untitled Chapter. And this platform actually is a free platform and gives you the ability to enable live chat support on your website. So by simply enabling this platform, it will bring you an option like this whereby your client can just feed in their name right here or even immediately get in connection with your support system once they are live or when they are online, and that you simply won't miss a client just because they're having issues by locating which service or wanting to inquire about a service that you're providing. So it is a platform you should check out, and to start it's free of charge and it gives you a lot more other insights. You can actually have different agents that are helping out your clients live on your website. And the beauty is that they also have a WordPress plugin. You can simply just add here and just come here, search it up, and you add it live on your website. It is also free of charge and it is very simple to integrate. Once you sign up here on their platform, you can just integrate it here on your WordPress website and you are good to go. So guys, congratulations on building your first hotel booking WordPress website. It has been a big project for me to pull off, but I'm so happy that we could get to this end and that now you could be able to build your website using WordPress and Elementor by simply dragging and dropping, and that now you are able to actually create mega menus on your hotel website. You can create different sections. You can actually integrate a booking engine in your website, which is really beautiful, user-friendly, and you can get people booked into your hotel just using this free platform, and people are able to book specific rooms on your website. You have been in position also to integrate a couple of plugins that are going to help you to smoothen the way you're running your business, like the support system, like the security plugin wordpress, like the SEO engine, and also like the contact form plugin, which we included, the one that is called wpforms, and a lot more other things. So I want to congratulate you, and I hope this tutorial brought you value and that you can always reference back to it and look through in different sections so that you can build your hotel booking website from zero to hero. If you know any other person who would wish to see this tutorial, feel free to share it with them. And if you like this tutorial, please hit the like button. And if you're new to this platform or to my channel, please subscribe. And don't forget to hit the bell icon so that you don't miss out on new content when I push it out. Thank you so much for watching, and see you in my next tutorial.